Boston Bruins have made a shocking move ahead of their game tonight against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and some may say that this is not shocking, but from what we've seen in the preseason and in the offseason, this is definitely something that we did not consider. We're going to be talking about that, as well as Tyler Johnson making his debut tonight. He and Jim Montgomery spoke out about this, as well as where he will be playing tonight. We're going to reveal all of this here in this video. Before we get into it, however, we know since 70% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. If you're looking for a spot to get all of your Boston Bruins news, you're in the right spot. Hit the sub button, join me here on the channel. We're covering everything Boston Bruins, and you won't want to miss a beat. This team is starting to heat up, and we're getting very, very excited. But without further ado, let's get to our first topic here. And the Bruins have made a roster move, and this is one that, personally, I gotta say, I did not expect at all. Beginning of the season. At this point, however, very, very warranted, and we're going to get straight into it. This is putting Max Jones on waivers. The Boston Bruins have put him on waivers to either send him down to Providence or to get him claimed elsewhere. Elliot Friedman put this out, just him on the waivers, so there may be some teams quite interested. Now, for those who've been longtime viewers here, beginning of free agency, you know I loved the signing of Max Jones. I thought he was going to be the perfect fourth-line center, perfect fourth-line winger, wherever you wanted to put him on that fourth line. He would have been excellent from what we've seen in his nitty-gritty style elsewhere in his career. However, I'll admit it, I'll very much admit it, I was horribly wrong. Max Jones so far with the Boston Bruins, unfortunately, has not been the guy we've all been wanting, has not been the guy we've been waiting for, and subsequently now on waivers by the Boston Bruins. So I gotta say, it does suck to see having a fan of Max Jones, but this is a move that the Bruins needed to make. This is a move that we kind of all expected at some point, especially with Tyler Johnson now being signed on the team officially. We need to clear up some more cap space for some more wiggle room, and we know Morgan Geekie is going to be potentially one of these next guys that gets moved, who is being out tonight for Tyler Johnson, supposedly, reportedly, is what we're seeing at this very moment. Could change, but we needed to make some more room, and Max Jones was the guy that was unfortunately going to have to go from this team after really not performing well. And looking at what we've seen in his stats this year, only 4 games, 8 penalty minutes, and a -4 rating, and that won't do. You know, every time we've seen Max Jones on the ice for the Boston Bruins, unfortunately, was not the Max Jones that we had hoped to see. Was definitely not, the most ideal player to have on the ice, especially when the Bruins were taking so many penalties, were not playing the best, and putting him on the line, on the ice in that lineup was simply just another thing that the Bruins couldn't continue doing. So it makes sense, but it is a pretty surprising one from what we were looking at beginning of the season until now, but very, very, very warranted. So let me know what you think about that. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be happy about this one. I am for the time being right now, but Max Jones, it does kind of suck to see one of those guys that you're really excited for. Unfortunately, does not work out. But as we move on to our second topic here, we can say this was also a subsequent move for Tyler Johnson, who'll be making his major debut and long-awaited debut tonight. We know the Bruins like to have a little bit of wiggle room in the cap space to be able to really do what they want. They don't want to feel pressured to have to make a move necessarily if they want someone, to send down, just a little bit of freedom is just an extra bit of a cushion for the Bruins at this point in the season. And moving into it, we see that we're going to have a very interesting line that I'm going to love tonight. And hopefully we're going to see some real, real good hockey tonight from Tyler Johnson, Matt Poitras, and Trent Frederic. This is a line that I very much like. Tyler Johnson, not the biggest guy, but I think he will certainly help out with Matt Poitras, and Trent Frederic as well, kind of being that all-around player, will kind of just top that line off and have like the cherry on the cake, if you will. And this is going to be a very sneaky line, I think. This is going to be one of those lines that you'll see compete, one of the lines that are going to play like the fourth line with having energy on every shift, every bit of momentum that you see having this team go out and really just play to their best of the abilities. This will be one of the lines that are going to do that. And Tyler Johnson has spoken out in the morning skate about his whole game, what he will bring to the Bruins, and this is what he had to say. He said, "Just play my game, bring some energy, and help the team as much as I can. It's been a while, so I'm going to try and keep it simple and just move my feet." And the good thing is with Tyler Johnson, he has been still skating with the Bruins even while he was not signed, even while he was not even under contract. He was still skating with the team, so this is going to be a very good time to see Tyler Johnson finally actually get into a game situation, a game scenario, and see what he can do from there. I think this is going to be a very good game for Tyler Johnson. I don't expect him to come out absolutely flying, solely for the fact that he really hasn't had too much game competition in quite some time, but it won't take long for Tyler Johnson. He's one of those guys that can really just come out, get ready, and go to play. His game is very simple, but yet very, very good, and the role he's played in multiple teams is going to have a big impact as well on this Bruins team. And looking at this is one I wanted to pull up that seemed very interesting to kind of break down Tyler Johnson for those who don't really know his full kind of career path, I guess we could say. So this comes from Brian DeFelice, I believe it's pronounced. I could be horribly wrong. I do apologize. But so Boston and Toronto tonight, Tyler Johnson's debut. What does he bring to the table? A two-time Stanley Cup champion who can provide some much-needed additional veteran leadership to a team low-key lost from last year's departure of Kevin Shattenkirk and James Van Riemsdyk. A very interesting thought that is very true when kind of looking at it now where we stand. Second is some middle six and power play production. In 22-23, he had 12 goals, 20 assists, and 32 points in 56 games. That's an 82-game pace, 18 goals, 29 assists, and 47 points. And in 2023-2024, last season, he had 17 goals, 14 assists, 31 points, and 67 games played. An 82-game pace of 21 goals, 17 assists, and 38 points. And keep in mind, that is all, well, for the last two, with the Chicago Blackhawks. And the Chicago Blackhawks team, who was not good, and not good to say the least, is definitely something that we know. So still having that kind of leadership, having the ability to still play a great game with a few weaker teammates. I don't want to say bad, but less experienced, less professional teammates at that point in their careers. But now, heading into a lineup with Matt Poitras, a guy who's played on Team Canada World Junior, played the game, got injured last season, playing well this season, and Trent Frederic, who we know how good he can be. Not the greatest this year, but certainly could be a big bounce-back candidate so far for the remainder of the season. And Tyler Johnson, of course, is going to top that line off perfectly. And we're going to move on to our next screenshot here. Jim Montgomery also discussed about what we're going to see from Tyler Johnson and what he expects to see. And he has to say energy, poise, wisdom, and game management. He's going to be able to make plays. He's going to be able to help us on the bench. Just another veteran voice. And that seems like what Jim Montgomery, what Don Sweeney were looking to add, especially kind of transitioning to the Tyler Johnson over the Morgan Geekie, more so, and also Max Jones now at this point, sending Riley Tufte down. Few moves the Bruins made are kind of losing a few of the younger mid-age guys for favoring some of the more the guys who have some more leadership, some more veteran presence, and some players who have been in kind of every situation in their career, I think is what the Bruins are trying to do, and really adding to the top of this. So it's a very good sign as well. But Tyler Johnson also adds just more than the veteran leadership. He adds more than just the skill he has on the ice. He also adds another kind of interesting part that didn't see a lot of people talking about for the Boston Bruins, and that is a centerman once again. And the Bruins center depth from last season and the season before to this season has changed drastically. And looking up this is from a Twitter one. I don't believe I remember where it's from, but I think the channel or the page is on there. It's on that graphic. It's somewhere. But it says Elias Lindholm, Charlie Coyle, Matt Poitras, Pavel Zacha, Trent Frederic, Tyler Johnson, Morgan Geekie, John Beach, and Mark Kaslik, all being capable of playing center, is a very big asset that the Bruins can use. And we've seen that asset in full swing so far this year. When Jim Montgomery was trying to find a line that worked, trying to find someone that had that momentum and the chemistry already built. And we've seen multiple different players at center. And it just goes to show how much of a importance having players who can play at center, can play on the wing, kind of a mix of everything, how important that is to be able to have, rather than having to make roster moves every single day to try and find something that works. It gives you a lot of freedom. So adding another center in Tyler Johnson, one who can, at any need, play the first line, can play the fourth line, can play anywhere in the middle. He's going to be such a good asset to this team, and I'm very excited to see how the game against the Maple Leafs goes tonight. I'm going to make a bold prediction. I'm calling 2 points for Tyler Johnson tonight. Let me know what you think about this. What do you think about Max Jones, and also what do you think about Tyler Johnson? What do you think about the line, and how do you think he'll play tonight? But that's all I got in this video. If you did enjoy, give it a like, hit the sub button as well. But I'm signing out. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later. Let's go Boston Bruins, and Tyler Johnson, 2 points. See you later.